Dreamcast. I am your host, Denise Walsh. I combine science, scripture, and stories that will inspire you to dive deep, break through your own personal glass ceiling, and design a life of your dreams. I believe that we can thrive in all areas of life at the same time. But where do we begin? Personally, financially, spiritually, relationally. And often because we don't know where to focus, we do nothing. At least that's the space I lived in for several years. I know what it feels like to constantly be spinning my wheels. And that's exactly why I created the Dream Life Daily Journal. After working through the Dream Life Action Planner, we need to do something every day so we actually take steps in the direction we desire. Throughout the years, I've developed success habits that have helped me to create a Dream 10 life in all areas by focusing on one area at a time. And I teach you exactly what to do each and every day in the Dream Life Daily Journal. You'll find a gratitude game every day to start the morning off right, a space for prayer, meditation, journaling, a space to write down your clear and intentional dream life goal with affirmations and visualizations connected to that goal. You'll then have a spot to write down your dream life action to-do list so you can be intentionally taking action towards your goal every single day. I know that by completing the Dream Life Daily Journal every day for at least 30 days, you can create momentum. And when you do that, my friends, you can live your dream life too. Check out the dreamlifetoolkit.com or Amazon to get your copy of the Dream Life Daily Journal today. Big welcome back to the Dreamcast. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you a life purpose guided visualization that I learned when I was working with Jack Canfield in the Train the Trainer program a few years ago. I find that the end of the year is a great time to reflect. We can reflect on how far we've come. We can reflect on who we have become over the past year and any shifts or movements or pivots that have been made. I also find that it's a great time to say, all right, well, what didn't go so well? And how can I set up my next year to be even better? And one way that we can do that is to identify why we're here. And instead of thinking about a career or a list of to-dos, thinking about our life in terms of a calling. Because when you believe that what you're doing has a deep purpose behind it, your attitude and heart behind doing the thing will change and shift, and you'll morph into more of a purposeful, impactful daily life. So I hope that you sit back, enjoy, and share your aha moments with this exercise in our Dream Life community, which is a free community that I'll link in the show notes below. Enjoy. Welcome to the Life Purpose Guided Visualization. My name is Denise Walsh, and I will be taking you through a visualization provided by Jack Canfield. I'd love for you to sit comfortably with your legs in front of you, your feet flat on the floor, and your hands comfortably folded in your lap. Close your eyes and let's begin. Inhale through your nose for the count of 4. Exhale out your mouth for a count of 8. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4. Exhale out your mouth for a count of 8. Let's do a few breaths there on your own, just inhaling for the count of 4. Exhaling for the count of 8 through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Now just allow yourself to become aware of the sensation of your back against the chair, the sensation of your hips and thighs on the seat of your chair and your feet on the floor. And now just become aware of the rise and fall of your chest and stomach as you let your breathing find its own natural rhythm. And now you find yourself standing in the middle of a very beautiful meadow, a field full of grass and beautiful wildflowers on a warm, sunny day somewhere in the countryside. As you look around, you can see a little breeze moving the top of the grass as it flows across the field. You can see the wildflowers of many colors. And as you look up into the sky, you see that it's mostly blue, with a few puffy white clouds. The sun is shining. It's warm, but not too hot. As you feel the warmth of the sun on your skin, you can hear birds singing in the distance, and you realize this is a very safe place. Because as you look out into the field, in the distance you can see a deer grazing, unconcerned, knowing that it too is safe. Off in the distance, you can see a very tall, majestic mountain. And since you feel drawn to this mountain, you begin to slowly walk toward it. As you're walking toward the mountain, you notice some of the sights you see. Perhaps there are other fields, homes, animals, whatever there might be. Perhaps you cross over a stream and you can hear the bubbling of the water over the rocks. Eventually, you arrive at the foot of the mountain. You stop, and as you look down, you notice what you're standing on. It might be rocks, a roadway, a sidewalk, grass, leaves, dirt, or pine needles. Whatever it is, simply notice it. And as you look up again, you hear a sound off to one side. As you look, you notice there's a magic carpet gently drifting down toward you until it lands right in front of you. You feel drawn to sit on this carpet. Then as you step onto it and sit down, this carpet very gently begins to lift up and slowly fly up to the side of the mountain. As it gets higher and higher, you can feel the air growing a little cooler, and you notice that you can see further and further. The higher you go, the wider your perspective. Eventually, as you approach the top of the mountain, you see there's a very beautiful and majestic temple. It's a beautiful spiritual building at the top of the mountain, and this magic carpet very slowly begins to land right in front of the doorway that leads into this temple. As you get up and walk into the temple, you realize it's a very sacred space. So as a way of honoring that, you reach down and take off your shoes. As you continue to enter the temple, you notice how quiet it is, how peaceful, how sacred, and how silent. As you enter further into the temple, you can see at the far end there is a beam of light coming down through a skylight. You can almost see little particles of dust dancing in the light. And as you find yourself drawn to this column, you eventually find yourself standing right in front of it. As you look up into the column of light, you begin to see, floating down through the light, a very wise and loving being. Floating gently down through this column of light until this being lands right in front of you. And you notice something you haven't seen before. This being of light, this wonderful, wise being, is carrying a beautiful golden box. And the wise being says, I have a gift for you. And this gift will help you realize and understand your life's purpose. It's a symbol that represents your life's purpose for you. This being reaches out and hands you the box, and as you take it, you can feel the weight, texture, and temperature of it. With a lot of anticipation, excitement, and curiosity, you begin opening the box to see what's inside. When you see the gift, you lift it out of the box and hold it in your hands. You might want to look at it from different angles, turn it around and feel it. This wise being reminds you this gift symbolizes your life's purpose, or the next step in unfolding of that life purpose as you are able to understand it now. The wise being says, if you have any questions about this purpose, the meaning of this symbol, or anything at all related to it, you can ask me, and I will answer. Then this wise and loving being says, it's time for you to go. Take your gift with you and return it to the bottom of the mountain. But before you do, this wise being offers you a warm embrace, a nurturing hug. As you receive the embrace, you can feel the love and power of this being flooding into you, filling your heart, your mind, and your body with love, joy, strength, and the power to fully live your life purpose. Then the wise being steps back and says, anytime you want me, I'll be here. Just come to the top of the mountain and enter into the temple. I will always be here to answer any questions you might have about anything at all. So knowing you can always return, you watch as this wise being begins to slowly float back up through the column of light until you find yourself standing alone once again in the temple. And now you realize it's time to take your gift, the symbol of your life's purpose and all the awareness of what it means, back with you. So as you begin to leave the temple, you stop and put on your shoes. And you find the magic carpet is waiting for you. So you step onto it and sit down. As you do, it begins to slowly and gently lift off and begin its journey back down the mountain. As you descend further and further down the mountain, you notice that as the ground comes closer, you can't see quite as far as you could from the top of the mountain. Then the air starts to get a little warmer, and eventually you find yourself gently landing back where you started. As you step off the carpet, carrying your gift with you, you look back down and once again notice what you're standing on. And now you begin to become aware of your back against the back of your chair. And you begin to feel the rise and fall of your chest and stomach as you breathe in and out. As you hear the music begin to fade away, you become aware of other sounds in the room. People breathing, slight movements. And when you're ready, taking as much time as you need, you may want to stretch your arms and legs, being aware once again of your body being here in the room on your chair. When you're ready, taking as long as you need, take a big breath. And on the exhalation, slowly open your eyes and gently come back into this room. I recommend getting out your journal, a pen and paper, and writing down everything that you just experienced, including a detailed description of what was in that box. What is connected to your life's purpose or your next step as you understand it today? Thank you. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. I want to hear your aha moment from today's amazing episode. If you could leave a review at whatever podcast player you choose to listen from, Apple Podcast, Castbox, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're listening from, leave a review and share with us your favorite part of today's episode. Thanks for hanging out, and remember to dream big.